So this is a training on how to set up Steadkey when you've got a pre-approved client. Okay, so I'm going to log in. Username is jackson.thomas. I don't actually know what the password is. 1OAK1. I think that's what it is. Let's try 1OAK1. Like that worked. 24/7 pre-approvals and loan estimates. That's kind of the tagline, I guess, we're selling there. And so I have it set up on my phone. I can literally generate a pre-approval right here. Like,
is this an app that the realtor?
I just pull up the website. Yep, and the realtor can do it. So the realtor can be like, hey, I need a pre-approval. I'm like, well, you can do it. Like, and I train them on how to do it. Come on, right. Of course.
So what does GAR stand for me?
Oh, that's for Flow 5. That's Jenna and Robin for his wife. I set up the password originally under with Newton's course. This video is going to kill me. 0 patience.
I was so confused the other day. I was like, GAR, like the...
Yep. So Jenna Robin. Yeah, so that's what it is. Okay, cool. So now we have all the different ones here that you can search, but let's set up a new one. Okay. So we're going to put here, and then Jacqueline. Kobe. That in there. Get her email address. Okay. Then we normally would type in the realtor information. In this situation, I guess we don't have it, right? So you just update this to Jacqueline. So the first thing you'll do is type in the email address you want to get it for the realtor. We've got her pre-approved. We pre-approved. We put it here. If they're pre-qualified and asking and need to generate a pre-qual letter, then we will put them in the system. Normally, I don't like to do that until we actually have them fully pre-approved, but sometimes I'll do that. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to hit send. Okay. Now, we need to set up the parameters. Okay. So it sounds like the question is, do we want to go FHA or conventional? I think conventional, getting that credit card thing sounds pretty doable. So in conventional, typically gets you a better chance to make the offer. Well, you can change it either way. I'll show you both. Okay. So no home sale contingency. Check that. So we type this based on what we quoted her. Okay. I always just put 2,800 in for closing costs unless it's new construction. New construction will be higher, but 2,800 basically. Oh, yeah.
I'm headed out. Yeah.
You're headed out. Okay. Cool. And then on this one, let's go for now.
Sorry to interrupt, Jackson.
Yeah.
Hey, Christy Bowling. I sent you an email on notes.
Oh, you did? You got the notes in my email?
Yeah, I sent you an email with just kind of some notes that I had on it. It's set up in Edge, and Encompass is updated.
Oh, great.
I wanted you to just kind of double check something with the FHA. She's got some derogatory accounts that have full payments for the full balance. I don't know if we have to hit her for the full payment or just 5%.
Okay.
So I set it up with 5% on those. Then of course all medical just excluded.
Medical excluded.
What kind of payments for that?
So if it shows a $1,700 derogatory account, but the payment reports the exact same as the balance.
I'll email Mindy on that and ask her, and then I'll email Field us too.
But I got him approved eligible.
Okay.
With 5%. I don't know, is she separated or divorced or what's going on there?
I can't remember. I'll ask her.
Yeah. There was a note where you make the little notes in the box.
All right,
It said something about an MPS report, so I was like, ugh.
I think so. Yeah, you're right. We need to pull MPS credit.
But we're at a 40 without the credit or the MPS. We're at a 45.
We got a little bit of wiggle room.
We got some wiggle room.
Okay.
And then I got some notes. If we stay under this, we're under the payment shock. So I think we have a good shot at it, though.
Okay. Cool.
So
that's awesome. All right. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate all your hard work. All right. So let's assume we're doing FHA. Dallas County limit. You got to make sure you put that in right. Okay. So that's actually gone up, I think, for 2020. But I put that in there. This will automatically populate because of the fact it's an FHA loan. And then this should automatically populate too. We typed in our rate, 2.99. Escrow account, we always want to check that box. Lender credit, I just put 0 always, or you leave it blank. Then we put max sales price, right? Now, max sales price looks to me like she could probably go significantly higher than where we're at right now. So I might set that more like 400, okay? But this is the box that really matters. The max monthly payment. I do not want, we want to make sure we don't put ourselves in a position where we generate an approval letter. So the way I do it, it'd be interesting to see how Tony does it, is I usually plug in here. She's got cut something on my coat. And then the probably 3,000. In this particular case, I usually will run it to see what is going to make sure we still get an approval. I'll play around with
I was
all.
wondering why you were doing $1,000 for HOA.
I just throw it in there to
Right.
kind of see where and how much it impacts my DTI.
Okay.
So basically, about $3,000 payment. I'm still at a 45 DTI, which on this particular one, that's pretty easy. Like she's not wanting to even go close to her max, so we're fine there. Then we want to go here, max down payment. Usually, I'm going to put it somewhere pretty close to our VOD section, but sometimes I'll put a little bit less because I want to leave a little bit of room for closing costs. Okay, so I usually put maybe $5,000-$6,000 less than what they have available in assets. Then I'm going to put 2.27 there. Credit score right now is currently 697. That's the reason we're kind of leaning more towards FHA.
Okay.
Here we're going to put 1,500 because that would generate a 125 payment.
Right.
We do max seller concessions, occupancy type is primary, and we're going to put.
Why did you put 0 for max seller concessions?
In seller because you don't need seller concessions to qualify.
Oh, okay. So that's saying to qualify.
Yep.
Okay.
So like this would say we do not generate a pre-approval unless you have at least 1,000 in seller concessions. Like in that situation, let's say they only had enough money for down payment. That's it. Well, in that situation, like.
Oh, that says minimum. Okay,
Minimum,
sorry,
yeah.
I thought it said
Yeah.
max. That's why I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Okay.
Then if the credit's been reviewed, yes. Assets reviewed, yes. Income reviewed. Tax returns, typically it's not a big deal, but you could, like in this case, if we haven't gotten that. We do not generate the guarantee pre-approval letter unless there's certain parameters. That is something I offer to my best realtors because I do an on-time close guarantee. So if we need to get aggressive on offer, we say we will guarantee a $2,000 on-time close guarantee. Since you're a little bit newer, we won't do that. But you have basically a couple different letters you can choose. Pre-qual letter, which is just a pre-qual. We don't really do that very often. I do that probably less than 5% of the time because I do not send a letter unless it's fully pre-approved. But we have our standard pre-approval letter. That's what you're going to choose, and just a pre-approval letter saying we verified credit, assets, and income. And then it gives the parameters, okay? Eventually, we do have an option. You can do formal underwriting. Like we've done a TBD approval, so that's our 10-day close option. We don't do that as much, but there are times like I've done that where I'm like, they've lost 5 offers. But the loan underwriting, get it fully approved, where all we need is an appraisal. And you can do that, and then the pre-approval letter says, hey, 0-day financing contingency, the loan is done, we just need an appraisal. But most 99% of the time, you just do pre-approval letter, you get confirmed loan parameters. Now that it's set up, you can generate a pre-approval at any time you want, and this, like, so in her case, she did 280, right?
Yes.
5% down, property tax is 6356, and generate pre-approval letter, and then 1970. That should match up pretty closely with our, where's our quote from? Am I coughing? It's so weird. Sorry, man. I'm not, God, dude, I'm fine. I think I've been talking all day, and I haven't drank any water. I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
My throat's like dry because I've been on the phone. So, look, that matches up pretty closely. 1952. It came in a little bit higher, maybe because I put the tax letter, and then 23. This usually will come in a little bit higher because that's 30 days of interest, and we quoted here probably like 1 day of interest or something. But this is a great tool for the bar. They can go out while they're out looking at homes and play around with this, and then that way they're not bothering me on a Saturday. Hey, I want to quote for this property. I want to quote for this property. I'm like, I can tell them, go look here, or I'll do it on my phone. I'll be like, I'll pull this website up on my phone and just tell me what you want. Okay, great. Here's your payment. And it takes me 3 seconds to generate a letter or an estimate, rather than back in the day, before I had this, I'm like, okay, let me pull up my Encompass.
Right.
Because you can't remember this stuff off the top of your head.
Don't forget you have that call.
Yeah, I'm going to be late. Okay, cool. So we're going to stop recording. I'm going to hit stop recording. Okay.